change.
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವ ರೈಲು
Express Dayabasi Station, Netaji Bhavan.
They have done it. They have finally broken the jinx. RCB have won at home. And I don't know which part of the world you're in, but if you open your window, you can probably hear the fans of the Chinnaswamy telling you that their team has won at the home ground today, because that's how excited. That stadium is just going off, and why would it not? It looked like Rajasthan had the game, but Bangalore had just clawed their way back into it on the back of a fantastic 19th over by Josh Hazlewood, and they've managed to stop Rajasthan 11 runs short of their target. They batted first and got 205, and Rajasthan looked like they were cruising, but then they... Exactly, this is what happened to them. They had a bit of a sneeze. Good timing. And that's it. They're on the losing side today. Yet again, another chase that they've not managed to complete successfully. You're watching Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. With me, Shaun Pollock and Harsha Bhogle. And Mr. Bhogle has something to declare to us.
You know, just like parties have election symbols.
Yes.
I found a symbol for Rajasthan Royals.
What is it? Yes.
In a run chase, they bottle it.
They bottled it again.
How many run chases have they bottled?
Yeah.
You know, 206 is a tough run chase.
Yeah.
But then you're 110 in 9 overs.
Yep.
You got 96 to get off 11, and they make 38 of the next 6.
They have bottled it.
They bottled it.
And the thing is that in the 1 minute I spoke before, because I knew you were going to do that trick, it was so hard for me not to use that word. It just kept coming to me. It just kept saying, no, don't do it. Don't take his punchline. Don't take the punchline.
I know. And as a result, you called a cough a sneeze, but you can, if you want a drink.
That was a sneeze, by the way.
Was it?
My sneeze sounds like a cough, does it?
Yeah, it does.
So what a deceptive little guy I am. Did that sound like a cough?
Sound like a sneeze.
It sounded like a... So you both heard it differently? Oh,
It's like that dresses where one you see is purple, one you see is black.
Oh, no, don't start with purple dress, blue. What was it? Purple dress, green dress? That was horrible. Well, today there's just one way to see this, and that's what we're saying. There's one way to see it, that Rajasthan yet again have shown that this is... I don't know how you recover from that in this tournament, because it's the third time you've done it.
It must be heartbreaking. You think of a management, you do everything you possibly can to get the team focused, to get the plans in place. But at the end of the day, it gets down to those pressure situations, and you need to have someone step up and say, I'll get this team over the line and we'll take the points, put them on the board. That's 3 occasions in the last, 4 games that they've fell short. So, it wouldn't be a happy place to be in that dressing room tonight.
And the point is, it's such a good point that you say one senior player has to put their hand up and say, I'm going to take on this pressure situation and take my team across the line. On the other side, you had Josh Hazlewood who did that. Now, remember, they needed 18 of 12. The last 2 overs, they needed 18.
And they're on a roll, having got 22 in the previous over.
In the previous over, which was a Bhuvi over. They got 22 there. And there you go. There's 2 6s and 2 4s. It was Jurel, mainly, who took Bhuvi on and pretty much destroyed him. And then Josh Hazlewood comes. That's the senior player.
Yeah,
he
and that
takes the 19th over.
Produce that over on the back of the over that went before. And, I mean, he was super cool under the pressure there. He hit his areas, he backed his length. The funny thing was he had gone Yorkers in the last game, and it had worked so well, but they adjusted their game plan. He knew it would be harder to hit length deliveries than if we go for Yorkers. If you just missed them, you could disappear. He was also super cool in that first 6 overs. He was the one who picked up the wicket.
Yes.
So when he came on, the pressure was on them. They had that partnership. They were off to a flyer, right, just done, and he managed to pull it back. So.
And that's why, Paulie, I like that you use the word cool, because that's why he's our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas, Shorkam, Kamzada. It's Josh Hazlewood, who came to bowl that 4th over that was in the power play, bowled the 4th and the 6th, and then came back, and he's probably, I mean, when you look at that, leave all those numbers aside. Just the fact that 18 is required of 2 overs, and you come and bowl the 19th, the penultimate over of the match, for 1 run. I mean, come on, that's one for the ages. That's the equivalent of hitting 4 6s of the last over to win a chase.
And at that stage, if you say, I'll just go 6-7 and know what I've bowled a good over, you're quite happy, actually, if you just concede 6 and over. He's conceded 1 and changed the match.
Yeah.
That was... But there's something about Hazlewood, even if he's going for runs, there's this feeling that, he's there. He can do it for you. Mainly, maybe it's because of his control over length, maybe because he doesn't bowl bad balls. You think if he might get hit, but he'll get hit of decent balls.
Yeah.
He'll hardly ever bowl a bad ball.
It's such a good point because, Paulie, remember when we were talking in the 14th over, when we said, who's got overs to come? And we said, well, there's 2 of this, 1 of that. And Hazelwood will bowl the 19th. It was like we knew in the 14th over that that's what he's going to do. What makes him the guy that we were so confident like 5 overs before that he'll bowl the most important over in a chase, which is the penultimate?
Yeah, we touched on it a little bit in the pre-show. I mean, people in the past, 3 or 4 years ago, if you had said Josh Hazelwood, they said, too predictable for this format. You need to have the slow balls, the variations, all those different things. But this season he's come back, and I think just a mindset of, I'm just going to back my strength, which is simply that I can be consistent and hit my area that I'm required, and also maybe bring into to play the Yorker. He hasn't got any new slow ball. He hasn't got a back of the hander or finger or anything along those lines. He's just consistently doing what he does well.
Did he bowl a single slow ball?
I think the one ball. I think he might have actually got out Jaswal.
Jaswal?
Yeah, that looked like it was a cut across, but it was like a short.
Because he hardly ever bowls those slower balls.
Yeah.
He doesn't bowl those skewed balls. He says, this is my ball, this is what I do. It helps him. I mean, if he was 5'10" he'd be half the bowler.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, literally. Literally. That helps, but then that's part of what you bring to the table.
Yeah.
I'm a tall guy who hits the deck, and that's what makes me the bowler I am. It's a great buyer
And that's
for RCB
fantastic.
this year.
I don't know how. I really want to hype that more because I genuinely believe that in T20 cricket, the bowlers are kind of short-changed. There's not much that's going their way. And to bowl a 19th over of a match with 18 to get, you bowl that 19th over and give away just 1 run and pick up 2 wickets. It's the batting equivalent of hitting 4 sixes to finish a chase. It really is. We're going to hype this up more.
The only person who was nearly as cool as him was whoever who sent that review upstairs.
Yes.
Because,
yes.
I mean, who would have thought there was a bat that hits the ground, you think, we won't send that up. That was brilliant, because if Jarrell hadn't got out, they would have won the game. There's no doubt. They would have been able to get over the line.
Yeah.
They play that way. The one thing you see, do you see too many cute Aussie players? They tend to back themselves. You see, I know Pat Cummins, it tends to be a shorter length, but you see when Stark is bowling, you won't see all these fancy balls. I just think they say, this is the bowler I am, this is what has brought me here. This is what I'm going to bowl.
Yeah, so back your strength and don't succumb to the pressure. And I think Josh Hazelwood did that so well. That's why he was our coolest performer of the match, powered by Voltas. Shor Kamzada, his 4 overs, 15 dots, and he picked up 4 wickets, including a 19th over for 1 run. I'm going to say this quite a few times, the 19th over for 1 run. They won at home. They've done it.
Yeah.
They won at home.
So the other good buy this year made the difference in those middle overs. That was Krunal Pandya.
Yeah.
So they've got a little green over there. 1 by 11 runs green at home.
Feels almost surreal.
What did I tell you in the pre-show? Just give them 200 and the bowlers will come through for you.
Yes.
Yeah.
And defend the score.
Yeah, you did. And they listened to you.
Pandya, I was surprised they kept him as late, but because spinners haven't really gone well. I mean, obviously we've touched on the fact, harbored on the fact about Chahal and how well he did for RCB, but they haven't found anyone since then really to do that spinner's role. And I thought the way he adjusted his lengths and his pace there today was very good.
So when he comes in, you need 96 of 11. And he just ties up both ends.
Yeah.
And there's Dhruv Jurel at one point, 18 of 23 balls.
Yeah.
In a 200-run chase, 18 of 23 balls.
He was really stuck. He's not been in good form. His confidence has been low.
I mean, he hit a few sixes after that, but he created the problem and solved half of it.
Yeah, fair enough.
So there was someone else.
He gave a solution to a problem he created.
And I just wondered, look, he's got a wicket with his first ball, Krunal. He's going to bowl another 3 overs and a bit. You had another left-hander in there who's very good at playing those shots there. I was a little surprised that Jurel came in ahead of Hetmeyer. But Hetmeyer in that Rajasthan Royals Memorandum of Understanding is that he will not bat above number 6, or he cannot come in when there's more than 20 balls left.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is about Hetmeyer. Because he comes in there, he's taking on the left-arm spinner. At the other end is a leggy who bowls a googly, but is not a big googly bowler. So it's up to him to get the game done from there.
Yeah.
So I was a little surprised that they kept the left-hander back and sent Jurel up.
You also look back at certain moments in these T20 matches, and I mean, I know we're old school and you kind of want guys to take responsibility or be a bit more clever or or risk adverse at certain times. I think it was Riyan Parag who got out the first ball to Krunal.
Yes.
They just had a break in play. I don't know what had gone on, something had gone on, and they came and took a while to get that first delivery.
Oh, sorry, I can tell you. Sorry, it was one of those, did he pick up the ball with the cap or
yes,
something?
Yeah, that was it, yeah. First ball back, he decides to go, it hits it up in the air. Now, they were 35 runs, I think, ahead.
He's 20, and he was 21 of 9 at that point. Yeah, they're 30 odd runs ahead.
So, are they adverse to just having a look for 2 or 3 balls just to see if Krunal Pandya is going to be effective, if there's going to be turn?
Great point.
Because if he's not going to get turned, you can take him down. But the fact that you take him on the first ball, you get out, we're all looking at the back end and saying Jarrell in it. But I think that was a key moment as well.
Yeah, that's a great point. And
that was probably the turning point of the game.
Yeah, because at that time they were cruising. Right, at that time they were cruising. I remember we were
under
looking.
9 and over. Under 9 and over, 8 wickets in hand.
Yeah.
I think they were 35 ahead at one stage.
Yes, they were.
At the
where
10
RCB
over
were.
mark, they were 35 runs ahead of where
RCB
Bangalore was at the 10 over mark.
And they fell 11 short.
Yeah, oh, there you go. There's the comparison. So when you 83 was where Bangalore was, and 113 was where.
So see the difference.
30 runs.
38 runs less in overs 11 to 15.
Yeah.
That's
the game, right? And that has happened because that wicket has gone, right? That wicket goes, Riyan Parag goes, because they're cruising at that point in time, which means that the guy across him has to slow down as well, who at that time...
Nitish Rana
also has... But not having been in the coach's setup for a while now, you just wonder what kind of discussions would go on after the game. Does Rahul Dravid go to Riyan Parag and say...
What are you thinking?
Would you rethink that? Would you play it differently, or do you not? I mean, everyone, as I say, the focus would be on Jarrell. If he only had stuck through, we could have got them through. But those key moments, and your good players, your great players, are the ones who kind of identified. Listen, we're not giving you a chance here. We're not going to give you a little gap. Not going to open that door at all. We're going to keep it shut, and I'm going to make sure I do the job.
And especially as captain, you want him to be thinking like this for the team, right? He's not, I mean, the fact is that, again, maybe young player, rush of blood, you think that. But you're not a young player anymore because you're captain. Everyone's looking up at you. So somehow you set the tone. So it's a little more than just a wicket going. Because if Sanju Samson is not around, no, it's his team.
It is.
So,
it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you're 96 of 66. You're looking at 30 the difference. You're looking at 8, if you take a singular ball, you're looking at 8, 9 boundaries. To win it. That's it. So you've got the time on your hand. You have the luxury because your batters have given you that time to be able to handle the run chase.
Yeah.
So that is where they went. And I mean, all credit to RCB then.
Yeah. Held their nerve.
Because sometimes we only talk about the team that bottled it, but not about the team that was on the ground, that created the environment for them to then bottle it. Because those overs from Krunal Pandya and Suya Sharma, those 6 overs there that produced 35, 36 runs, they just didn't allow them to get away. So they must be celebrating today.
Oh,
RCB?
I think the party's going to be on till the morning.
They get up to 12 points, don't they?
Yep.
Remember, we were talking about getting to 12 points is when you're on the home stretch. You're on your way back home, and suddenly you're thinking, I'm 12. I'm there. I can see my goal in front of me. I need to get to 16. And guess what? I've got 5 games to get me to 16. They lose this one. Suddenly they've lost 4 home games.
Yep.
And they're thinking, I've got 3 more home games, man. Can I move those to away games?
Yep.
Instead of playing Bangalore, can I play somewhere else?
Yeah, they lose 4 out of 4 at home, and suddenly that monkey on their back becomes a gorilla, right? You're just carrying that around then and going, geez, this thing's not going anywhere.
And then they've got to win 3 out of their last 5 games, out of which 3 more are at home.
Yep.
So suddenly I think this game, they're almost certain to qualify from here. I mean, RCB are always a good enough team to qualify. But I think they'll identify this game as the one that told them, right, I think we are there.
Yeah. And
if they bottle it from here, then you just take the CB out and put an R in and call RCB RR.
That's a very, very long roundabout joke, but I appreciate the effort. I like it. I like the effort. All right, we'll look at what the bowlers did for Bangalore. We'll just have a look at the analysis. And, of course, we talk about Krunal Pandya bowling his 4 overs for 31. Suyash also bowling his 4 overs for 31. So the spin twins, as they were, twinning with their analysis there. But Krunal had the 2 wickets. So that's the difference. Josh Hazlewood had 4 wickets there and 1 wicket apiece for Yash Dayal and Bhuvi will look at that last over and go, okay, this was definitely not mine. He was good in the beginning, though. You have to say, his 3 overs were not that bad, because in this 50 is 1 over that's gone for 22.
So his 3 overs 28.
Yeah, 3 overs 28 in a 200-run game. You're like, all right.
In a power play, 3 overs 28.
Yeah.
Especially because that power play was a bit of a cyclone
Yeah.
that they walked into, because those guys were swinging hard. But as I said earlier, I think a bit surprised that they didn't decide to start with Hazelwood. I mean, you see how cool he is at the back end there. I think he probably would have been the best option. I suppose food for thought will be Shepherd. Do they stick with him now? Bowling-wise, I didn't quite see enough there for me. I mean, we haven't seen, to fairness, we haven't seen him come out and strike it as yet.
But if the tracks start to get slower,
The option is better.
I just wonder if they want to play Jacob Bethel, because they don't have a left-hander between
Padikkal
and Krunal Pandya.
Yeah.
So just a left-hander in between, brilliant fielder, and who can give you a couple of overs of left-arm spin. I just wonder whether at that point someone like a Bethel would give them a little bit more value. I think everyone thought this track was going to be a belter, and they thought, look, Romario's ability to do, if Tim David doesn't do it, maybe Romario can. I think that's what went behind his selection today.
Yeah, but I mean, he didn't get a chance. He didn't come out to bat.
No.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. A bit harsh.
Yeah.
But if they're banking on him for his batting, which we haven't seen, then obviously stick with him. But if they're looking for a few overs, I didn't quite see the variation or something different there.
But it's a good point. If the pitches get slow, then you're happier getting Jacob Bethel's kind of slow 2 overs than Romario Shepherd.
As Tim David just said, I don't bowl anymore.
He bowls off spin, right?
I know
Yeah.
that, but it's just like I don't
haven't
know.
seen him in years.
I don't know if he does anymore. We haven't seen him forever.
I think
he
ever
used to do a bit of a job, didn't he?
Yeah.
I think ever since he heard that there's the impact sub in the IPL, he's like, I don't need to do this now. Just come in the last 5 overs, score the striker at 250, and I'm home.
Yeah, it's like Travis Head. Remember, Travis Head was decent off breaks. Travis Head hasn't bowled a ball because when he's not batting, he's got that the right side of the bench over there. That's his.
Yeah.
He only comes out, bats, goes and sits there.
It's a good gig.
That's the reason why I was thinking. It was just that when those 2 lefties were going up front, I thought, have they got an off-spin option? And I looked down the thing and I saw David and I thought, but when last have I seen him bowl? I don't know if he does anymore.
Yeah, Tim David hasn't... I don't think he's bowled at all in the IPL.
No, not this year. I think he's bowled a couple.
He bowled a
I
few
don't
times
think last
for
year.
MR.
I think for MI he might have
yeah.
bowled.
In his first year.
Might have.
I think in his first year, but otherwise, anyway, sorry, we've digressed a little bit. We come back to this. All in all, you'd have to say that RCB will take this day. They'll take this day with their batting, with their bowling.
They just take the 2 points and say, forget everything else.
Yeah,
we got 2 points. We got 2 points at home.
Yeah.
We're on 12, and we can see qualification in front of us.
I mean, there you get a Padikkal century of 200. You get Jitesh getting a few runs, slightly clumsy runs, but he got the runs, so that'd be good for his confidence.
I think you see performances, but I think just mentally it's a good thing. We've seen with Punjab, where they've had 2 games where probably shouldn't have won, but the bowlers have stepped up and they've kind of got themselves back. It's a good thing from a team perspective when you see scenarios like they are way ahead of us here. They should win this game, but we're going to hold our nerve. We're going to just keep trying, and then you end up winning. That's good for team morale. I mean, obviously the performances are great, and everyone gets a hit. Some guys get runs, whatever it may be. But just to start getting a bit of belief that if situation's not suiting us and we're staring at a likely loss, and we manage to turn it around, that's always very good for teams.
Yeah, and actually on the flip side of that now for Rajasthan, which is why I started saying, how do they dig themselves out of this hole? Because now that's 3 of them. I love what Polly pointed out, because it just brings me back to this when we were watching the game. We kept saying that, Rajasthan has trauma of 9 balls, 6 runs. Don't let it go to the last over. Don't let it go to the last over. And suddenly he looks at it and he goes, it's not 9 of 6, but it's 9 of 6 into 2. It's 18 of 12. Same trauma. Same trauma as it turned out to be. How does Rajasthan dig themselves out of this?
Very tough. Very tough.
3 in a row.
3 in a row. Just look at where they are on the points table, and let's see how far Rajasthan can go. Because Polly talked about mentally RCB feeling great after this win.
Yeah.
Look how Rajasthan are 4 points.
Listen, they could. Well, I
best
think
they can do.
They can't be last. They will drop 1 position tomorrow because Chennai and Hyderabad are playing each other. So one of them goes to 6.
But
and
also
Rajasthan comes to 9 tomorrow.
They do.
Yeah.
They're on 4 points, right?
Yep.
They've got 5 games left. They win all 5, they'll only get to 14.
Yep.
So 16, which we think is opening the door,
Yeah.
is already beyond them.
Correct.
So they will look back at this season and think of what could we have done? We could have just kept our heads and won 2 or 3 close games, and suddenly, even if they'd won 2 out of those, they're up at 8 and they're somewhere else on the table. So I think after today, there'll be 3 teams that are thinking, maybe not.
Yeah. You'll have to, where do you pinpoint it? Like we were discussing this as well, right? I mean, Rajasthan let Jos Buttler go, they let Trent Bolt go, let Yuzi Chahal go. You look at this now, and I think all their fans are questioning that and going, this is 3 champion players that we've just kind of let go from a team that went to the finals a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, once the auction happens and you get your picks and everything, you look at the teams and you think, okay, well, where's the strengths, where's the weaknesses? I must admit, I didn't see their bowling. I didn't really look at the bowling and think it was that weak. But when I look at it now on paper and you talk about those 2, I mean, they were quality performers, Bolton and Chahal in particular. Ashwin was there too, wasn't he?
Wasn't Avesh Khan there too?
That's right, Avesh Khan was there.
Avesh Khan was there.
But Avesh Khan, they traded, I think, a couple of seasons ago.
That was earlier, but last year Avesh was playing for them.
Because
They traded him in.
Avesh was at...
We'll just find that
Avesh
out.
was at Delhi, I think.
But I remember Avesh playing
LSG.
for Rajasthan.
Yeah.
I remember that, yes.
But those, I mean, 3 of them in particular are tried and tested. And a lot of the eggs were put in the basket of Archer, who was a kind of an unknown quantity with everything that's transpired over the 3 or 4. Over the last 3 or 4 years, he's hardly played those. You didn't kind of know what you're going to get. And is he as much of a banker, maybe as a Bolt, Chahal, Hasaranga, it doesn't really compare. So only when I've kind of seen them played, I think, I think they let themselves. I mean, Jos Buttler, you couldn't get away from the season he's had. I mean, imagine if you'd been able to hold on to him and he had played that way this year for you, that would have been a big plus. Yeah. But I think if you had to put a finger on it like you're asking me to do, I would say the bowling. I think it's a bit short.
There had to have been an issue with Jos Buttler. Because it's a no-brainer. You went 18 crores for Samson, 18 crores for Jaiswal. Your next lot is 14 crores. 14 crores is 1.4 million pounds. Jos Buttler is taking that every day of the year.
Yeah, I mean, he's getting that much or slightly lesser with Gujarat.
Correct. You tell Dhruv Jurel, instead of 14, I'm giving you 11. Dhruv Jurel saying, thank you very much. Riyan Parag's 14, Butler's 14. You didn't have to keep Hetmeyer. You could have then gone Hetmeyer back in the, look to buy him back in the auction. Yeah. But you can see what Rajasthan have done. Punjab this year packed their side with batting. Bangalore packed their side with batting. So what Rajasthan did was they kept all the batters and let go all the bowlers.
Yeah.
So who they've kept? Samson, Jaiswal, Parag, Jurel, Hetmeyer. They've kept all the batters and let the bowlers go.
Yep.
Who wins tournaments?
Bowlers, don't you ever forget that.
Never forgetting it.
Ever forget.
And I tell you something, if anybody forgets it, I will remind them. Right? Batters win you games, bowlers win you trophies. That's what they do. All right, well, there's 2 teams playing tomorrow that are nowhere near the trophy, I have to say.
No.
Because they're number 9 and 10.
Isn't one of them technically alive? They've got to win every single game from here. That'll still take them to 16.
I think both of them are technically
Sunrisers,
alive. Because they're both 8 games and 4 points. So which means they can still pick up 12 points. Each of them can pick up 12 points. So one of them
is going out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's going under. One of them
can we have an honesty call here? When you were asked to pick your top 4 for the tournament,
I had Hyderabad in it.
I had Hyderabad and Chennai.
Oh, yeah, Chennai as well?
That feels a bit like our guessing game where I am.
Oh, you had both?
You had both.
Oh, wow.
I can see why he had both. Because
I thought Chennai were going to bounce back big time.
Also, Chennai, if they're traditionally very good at home, they actually had a side to win 5 or 6 at home.
Yeah.
That's what everyone thought at the start of the tournament.
On those conditions, yeah.
So
I haven't gone
are
so
you
well.
both saying that they're not getting the pitch that they want? So, no, it's just, this is a question came into my mind and then it's gone now. So yeah, I had Hyderabad in my top 4. I think everybody had Hyderabad.
You looked at that batting lineup and you thought, how can you not?
I don't know what's happened.
How can you not make the top 4?
Is it, and we've discussed, so the thing is, we've discussed this threadbare on Cricbuzz Live now, so we'll get your opinion because everyone's waiting on it. What's happening with their batting? Is it that they're going in with only plan A and there is no plan B and that's why they just still...
Come storming back with plan A. Yeah. And if it doesn't work, they say, right, Plan A.
Yeah, back again with plan
But
A.
when the approach last year was hard up front. Those two were just pulling the trigger from
Yeah.
ball one, and now they've been backed up with Kishan, and you had the solidity of Klaasen. I suppose he's had to be betwixt and between of what role he's wanted to play. Like, is he going to bat the overs out, or is he going to be aggressive? But you just think that those guys with the experience they got and the depth that they've got, that they would just be gun.
Even at this stage, I'd still like Klaasen to come in at number 4. I mean, I saw him bat last night. And there were a couple of shots that he hit that only Klaasen hits. There's a length ball. He just sort of rocks back and he goes, boom, back past the bowler. It's a shot that's his. And he got, out of 140, he got 71 or 44 balls, Klaasen.
Right. Yeah.
So I think the experiment with Nitish Reddy hasn't worked. And because of the phenomenal success of Travis Head and Abhishek, they thought that is the way to go. So they've gone that way.
Yeah.
And post Klaasen, they haven't had the batting. So actually, in a couple of games, they've been shored up by Aniket Verma,
Yeah.
who nobody knew of before this tournament started.
Yesterday,
They thought
Abhinav
Abhinav Manohar would be that game.
He did it yesterday.
Would be that player. He did it yesterday. But by then, they'd already lost 5 wickets.
Yeah.
And they don't have a lot of batting below. So Pat Cummins coming at 7 some days. He's a very good test batter, decent ODI batter, but he's not a T20 slammer.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what happened there. Maybe someone like an Abhishek in Indian conditions maybe needed to show another side to his game and say, okay, today it's sticking a little bit. It's not hit through the line game. Maybe Travis Head will play that game. I'll play a different game. Maybe. I mean, we're looking from the outside. It's a very easy game when you look at it from outside. But maybe that's where they are.
So when you picked those top 4, I mean, I looked at KKR, for example, and I thought to myself, there's no way Nareen will have the same performance at the top of the order with the bat as he did the year before.
Yeah.
It's just because it's the nature of the beast. You can't ask a man who plays or bats in that position down the order over the years to do that role. I didn't think I'd have that problem with SRH. I thought those two at the top of the order, one of them is always going to fire, and then you've got Klaasen to come as well. I couldn't see all 3 of them not winning games for their team. So that's why I'm massively
And
surprised.
Nitish Reddy is batted up for India occasionally
Yeah.
in the T20. And Ishan Kishan started with 100.
Yeah.
He's got 1 double-figure score after that. You don't expect an Ishan Kishan to just go off the cliff just like that.
Well, when he got the 100, there was like, okay, tick, there's my confirmation.
Yeah.
Top 2, Ishan Kishan, Reddy, and you've got, I was like, they're going to be unbelievable. So that coaching staff must be sitting there going, where, why?
What's going
Why
on?
are we sitting with 4 points after 8 games?
Yeah, and when you look at that team, you think, I mean, obviously when you're in that position, your bowlers are not doing much for you, your batters are not doing much for you, nothing is really going right for you. But would Mohammad Shami play in your team? Polly, would Mohammad Shami play in your team? He didn't yesterday. They had him in the impact sub list, but they had to get a batter in. I don't know if it was in their plan to get him anywhere, but they started the 11 with Jaydev Unadkat instead of Mohammad Shami.
You see, for me, Mohammad Shami, I love him as a bowler. I mean, obviously, I've seen the way he presents that seam. The best RPLs that I've seen him have were those 2 for GT.
GT, correct.
Yeah.
And the thing I always remember about it was movement up front.
Yes.
He hasn't quite got that surface there now.
Yeah.
It's not the same surface that he's playing on now.
And also coming back from injury, it was a long
yeah,
year.
he probably still got a bit of a niggle. You do take time, although you're back on the park, you're not always back to your best, and you don't know how sore it is or what treatment's going on besides. So he hasn't been that formidable force.
Yeah.
Still love him as a bowler. I mean, don't get me wrong, I would always have him. But I think he's just struggled to have that potency, and I think it's got to do with the surface mainly that he's playing on.
Would you bring him in though? He's a champion bowler.
Yeah,
right?
you would.
You would.
You know, it's interesting that the day he didn't play, Deepak Chahar and Trent Bolt got a couple of overs of swing. 4 overs of swing is 3 overs too many, above normal.
Yeah, fair.
So you never know, on that day he might have moved the ball around a little bit.
Yeah.
The one change I could see them doing is something they've already done in this series, which is try and get the batting going with Kamindu Mendes again. Kamindu Mendes for Ishan Malinga.
Yeah.
And maybe get an Indian bowler there. But if you look down that list, apart from the bottom 3 in the first column, Sachin Baby, Atharva Taide and Smaran Ravichandran who's come in as a replacement, everybody has played.
Yep.
Everybody has played, which means they've spent a lot of time searching for what is working for them.
Yeah.
So really, there is no trick that they haven't tried yet. They've just got to hope that whatever they've got will come good.
Okay. And on the other side, you have a Chennai team which not used to seeing Chennai at 10th position, struggling like this. I think the painful thing to see, like with Hyderabad, you're like, all right, they're trying and they're failing. With Chennai, you see, you're just like, it seems like a team that's just out of their depth.
Yeah, I think they've also used the most people, haven't they? Haven't they used 19?
And it's unlike them.
Yeah, very much unlike them.
Yeah, I think Stephen Fleming may play tomorrow. It's
But
just
talking about it,
left.
Stephen Fleming, I mean, you think of coaches. I mean, he's been around for, 18 years, basically. I mean, I know he wasn't coaching the first year. But they've got a very settled coaching staff. They've got Dhoni in there, who you would think would be a very level head. They've got very experienced players. You would kind of think it's a no-brainer. These guys, their skills, their ability, their brain power will be able to negotiate any issue that exposes itself, and they'll get the team back on track. 8 games, 2 wins. It's just a hard one to work out, isn't it?
One of the things we identified right at the beginning was the absence of that Indian middle order core. Because if they have to play Patirana, they have to play Noor. They spend a lot of money on Noor. He's delivered in terms of wickets.
He's good. I love Noor.
Yeah. If you want to play one of Sam Curran or Jamie Overton as your all-rounder, seam bowling all-rounder, that leaves you with only one of Devon Conway or Rachin Ravindra. That means you need that Indian batting core around. And that Indian batting middle order core was Vijay Shankar, Rahul Tripathi, someone like a young kid like a Sheikh Rashid. That was their core. And there was not Deepak Hooda. There was just not enough runs there. So now what I think they might have to do is we saw young Ayush Mhatre come out, breath of fresh air. They might put dual brevis in there.
Yeah, so I was thinking, you've got Rachin Ravindra, that's not worked out too well for them, right? They're not getting that acceleration. They're getting 180 scores. Acceleration came last time from a youngster like Ayush Mhatre. Previous game, you saw Sheikh Rashid do 20-odd runs. That was quick. Do you then just throw Deval Brevis in and say,
instead of Jamie Overton, maybe.
Okay,
maybe
not in place of Rachin Ravindra? Not in place.
Ravindra a couple of games ago got them off to a good start in that one game that they won.
Yeah.
So maybe still stay with Rachin Ravindra.
Okay.
Play Ayush Mhatre up there at 3. Brevis 4 or 6, Polly, if he does play.
I think for him, actually, the higher the better. Particularly on these kind of surfaces. You know, for him to walk in the middle
4. I don't want Jadeja's batting 4 for them.
Yeah. But that's also, it's a big ask. You know, when people just think, okay, you can step in and be able to deliver different surfaces that stop. He's coming off playing some provincial cricket in South Africa where the ball comes onto the bat and you can just walk in and time it from ball 1. It's a completely different kettle of fish. So, it might be just calling all pockets and say, listen, we've signed him, we believe in him, let's go for him.
Never know.
It might be an option for them.
Could be the change. Your player to watch out for from each team. Who's it going to be? From Hyderabad. Who it is from Hyderabad?
It's got to be one of the top order guys because that's how they play.
Okay, go for it.
Travis Head.
Travis Head?
Yeah.
Okay. I just loved what I saw of Heinrich Klaasen. I think he should be batting 4.
Yeah.
And tell Klaasen doesn't. I mean, you're talking of one of the best T20 batters in the world at the moment.
You're talking about top class.
You're talking Puran. No, you're not. It's not your class, that one.
Come on.
You're talking Puran Sky Klaasen as your trinity of middle order batters in the world today. You can't hold him back that long.
Yeah.
So I would have my player to watch out for is Klaasen at 4.
Yeah. Listen, in trains I travel third class, but my jokes are all first class. I'll tell you that. All right. Who's your player to watch out for?
Travis Head.
For Chennai.
Who are you going for Chennai?
See? Normally you go, this player or this player, and we're searching.
Noor. I'm choosing Noor.
I love Noor. Noor's a champion.
You can take Noor then.
Yeah.
Take him.
He's just, I believe he performs unbelievably well when he doesn't play for Afghanistan. And the pressure's not on his shoulders of having Rashid and Nabi and everyone around him. But when he goes to these leagues, he's just unplayable.
Take it. So Noor is yours then?
I'll go with Noor.
Just Noor.
Look,
fine.
if Chennai has to...
Take it, in the words of Russell Peters, take it and go.
Go.
Take it and go. And yours?
I think if Chennai have to do well, some batter's got to stand up.
Okay.
And I'm trying to think of who that batter is. It has to be someone right at the top to set the pace. So it's got to... I think I might go Rachin Ravindra.
Okay.
As someone's got to give them that start. I fear I might be doing a Joy here, but let's...
Yeah, I think so. You know what Joy does, right? Joy, when we ask him to pick a player to watch out for, he picks a player who doesn't play the next day.
It's like the guy who comes to the pre-match interviews.
This one for Chennai is easy. You just give one name, no first and no surname. We just go Ravindra.
Ravindra.
Just say that one.
I like
Cover
that.
2 bases.
I like it. So I think you may have done what Joy does. I've asked you player to watch out for.
My
You've
player
given
to
me
watch out for is Ravindra.
Yeah. I think you've given me a player who will be out watching. I think that's what will be happening. I'm going to choose Ayush Mahatre. Come on, why not? Just go throw it to the kid. Come on. Get it done, buddy. Get it done. All right, let's have a look at the Joy Factor question. Did you guys figure out what it was?
Yeah.
The moment we got the clue, it became easy.
Yeah. You're welcome. It was which cricketer playing in this league made his international debut against Qatar and played his last international match against Pakistan? That was Tim David from Singapore.
What does the Singapore and Qatar have in common? Just 2 great airlines.
Yeah, that's two very good airports.
Yeah.
Very good airports, very good airlines. So there you go. Tim David took a direct flight to Qatar and played that game. Then came back to Singapore, took a direct flight to Australia, never left. So that's where he is. All right, so our winner is Krishna Vamsi Jagarlamudi. Wow, is that your Twitter handle? You put everything in your Twitter handle?
Correct.
Yeah, now you can only tweet using 8 characters because everything's in his handle.
Like Usha Chilukuri Vans.
That's right. Who's that?
Usha Chilukuri Vans. The wife of the Vice President of the United States of America.
Oh.
Long name like that. I don't know why it came up.
But no, because I was thinking, I really want, all I'm thinking is, give me Chaminda Vasa's full name because I know you know it.
But we've said it so many times. Varnakula Surya, Patha Bendage, Ushanta Joseph Chaminda Vas.
I love it. So that's when you said because Ushanta in his name. So when you said Usha, I was like, oh, he's going with Chaminda's name again. I love it. Can you say that? Can you say it?
He's just a Shaun Pollock.
Joseph Chamindavas. I got that last bit.
Yeah, that's good.
Like they had an umpire called K.T. Francis, remember?
Yeah.
Kandaya Thirugnana Sampanda Pillai Francis. Kandaya
Thank goodness.
Kandaya.
Thirugnana Sampanda Pillai
Yeah.
Francis.
He did
Same to you.
He did umpire me in some games. Thank goodness I didn't have to remember the whole name. So how's that, Mister?
If only I had to address the umpires by their name.
Can you imagine?
Pretty funny.
You have to appeal.
And the reviews
No,
coming
no, no.
from Chaminda Vas. Imagine if you're calling that game and you say, the review from.
By the way, Vanindu Hasaranga is only half his name.
What do you mean?
He's a De Silva.
Oh, really?
Vanindu Hasaranga is Vanindu Hasaranga something De Silva.
No, I can't take something from you. You're far too knowledgeable and I admire you far too much.
I hope my
to
knowledge
let
extends.
something go.
I hope my knowledge extends beyond knowing only names.
Vanindu
Okay, here we go.
Hasaranga,
Scorecard.
full name. All right? Why? This is the only TV show you find people are Googling live.
What have you come up with?
Okay, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
Full name is... Oh, you have to read this. It's too tough.
Is it?
Pinnatu Vage Vanindu
Vage.
Hasaranga De Silva.
De Silva.
Not De Silva, De Silva.
He is De Silva.
Pinnatu Vage. Pinnatu Vage? Is that
Pinnadu Vage.
correct?
It's a very similar name to Aravinda De Silva's P as well.
Okay. Pinnatu Vage Vanindu Hasaranga De Silva. Wow.
De Silva. Yes.
That's pretty cool. That's good.
I am not De Silva.
I am Dick Villa.
I am Dick Villa.
That's right. That's right. It's one of those, if you know, you know. If you don't, then just watch it on YouTube and see.
I've watched it 100 times and I
am
still
not De
laugh.
Silva. No. That is De Silva. I am not De
Dick
Silva.
Villa.
I am Dick Villa. All right. Our guessing game. We're crazy people around midnight. You know what happens? Laughing gas comes through the vents and we just go nuts. All right. Our guessing game. Well, someone's really going to go nuts today because he has jumped up from 8.33 to 11.53 is Mr. Harsha Bhogle.
Michael, straight from the studios. Michael Vaughan, I hope you're feeling well, but you've just done Rajasthan Royals and you've dropped down the charts. Where's Pommy? I'm coming for Pommy. Where's Pommy on that list?
Bring up the list again. Tommy's a little high
He's
up.
30 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's only done 1 or 2, so
No.
he can only come down from where
But
he is.
look where Pommy is. It's a number 2 position.
Yeah, because only done 1 or 2 games. It's beginner's luck.
That's right. How many has he done? How many has he played? I think he's got 2. I think he's got 2 out of
Beginner's luck.
How many points for a bullseye? Do you get egg bonus?
nothing. You get a gift voucher.
You get a gift voucher.
I can only, at this stage, I can only dream of a bullseye.
Did you not get one? Yeah.
Move on. Wrap. Wrap the show, please.
So it was like What season did Maxwell have where he didn't hit a six? It was 20. Which Maxwell had a season where he didn't hit a six. So 23.
Yeah. So are you saying he's
That's like Paulie not getting.
Are you saying he's the Glenn Maxwell of the?
My turn is coming.
My day will come.
The night is yet young.
The day will come. The night. There is a saying in Hindi saying Sham Jawan hai. We'll teach you that. The night is still young is Sham Jawan hai.
Sham Jawan hai.
Sham Jawan hai.
Sham Jawan hai.
Sham Jawan hai. और उसका बाप कर्नल है. Okay, that's all we have time for. We're going to go now.
Oh, you're better than that.
No, I'm not. I don't know why you keep thinking that. You have...
No.
I feel like
No.
sitting here for 5 minutes
No.
and breaking down this high opinion you have of me with actual,
What is this,
factual, practical jokes.
Even the producer's tired now. Japan and Colonel.
One second.
joke hota
I
hai.
just want to tell you the producer's an RCB fan. The producer, after the show is done, will be doing cartwheels for the next 90 minutes. I don't think the producer's getting tired. I think our entire Cricbuzz crew who's RCB fans are going to be cartwheeling all the way home. That's it. We're going to save a lot of taxi money today because they're going to be cartwheeling home. Big thank you to Shaun Pollock. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for all your insights on swing bowling. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. You'll be here tomorrow?
We'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah, you'll be here tomorrow. Mr. Bhogle, thank you so much for being here. Are you here tomorrow or are you, as usual, on a plane somewhere?
No, I'm here tomorrow hoping to climb up the...
You got
the board?
You got Pommy in your crosshairs.
See, Pommy's just got to sit here more often because the more he sits here, the more he comes down.
That's right. The more he sits here, the more he gets it wrong. Just like me. I was number 1 2 days ago. It's number 3 yesterday.
I was number 1 about 6 years ago.
Yeah?
I don't know. Must have been.
No.
I'm not in recent memory.
Yeah. I'm telling you, 2 days back, number 1. Yesterday, number 3. Today, number 5. Do you think I should show up tomorrow? You really think I should show up tomorrow? I don't think I will. Thank you for watching Voltas Presents Cricbuzz Live. I'm Gaurav Kapur. I'll see you at 7. Not position, 7 p.m. I'll see you at 7 p.m. tomorrow. Bye.
दिल्ली में आपका स्वागत
ನಿಲ್ದಾಣದ ಕಡೆಗೆ ಹೊರಟಿರುವವರೇ
Hyderabad Express, Rajasthan Station, Netaji Obot.